Hey there. Have you heard enough from me yet? Well, it's Friday, so hopefully this is it for the weekend. I'll try not to bother you again until next week when I talk about pastures and pasture maintenance and grazing spring grass. But someone posted a question on my personal Facebook page and I wanted to go over it here today and just quickly talk about it. I'm going to try to keep this under 5 minutes. The practice was feeding horses beef fattener. And I just want to say that this is a really, really irresponsible and bad practice. And I want to explain why. Beef are rumen, and rumens actually can benefit from something added to their grain called ionophores. And these ionophores actually help rumen in their gut bacteria utilize feed better and gain weight quicker and more efficiently. The problem is that ionophores are extremely toxic to horses and poisonous. In fact, the amount the size of the end of your pinky finger or about the size of a dime will kill a horse. There was a company that from the US that a few years ago, not that long ago, processed horse feed in a facility that also processed cattle feed. And what happened was the cattle feed was processed first, of course, and then they processed the horse feed. And there was enough ionophores just in the pipes alone to bond to that feed. They bagged it, they sold it, and it killed many, many horses, several horses in the US. My big issue with that company was how they dealt with the people who owned the horses who died. So personally, I do not recommend that brand, and I've never used that brand and I never will. It is for sale here in the Maritimes. It's not for sale in its own specific shop. It's one that I believe you have to buy it from a friend or something like that. So it's kind of a bit of a pyramid scheme, I believe, so far. I shouldn't say that because I don't know that to be true. I don't know how it's sold, but it's here. In any case, it's not one that I would feed for those reasons, but also I'm not really comfortable buying feed from a company who didn't know that that was going to be a problem to begin with. Obviously, the formulator that they have hired or that they had hired at that time didn't think that was going to be a problem, and to me that's a problem. I don't want to take those kind of risks with my horse, and I'm sure you don't either. So long story short, please don't feed your horse beef fattener to fatten them up. If you need help putting weight on your horse, reach out. I'm happy to help. Most feed shops and feed stores, Co-op, Suregain, Clarence Feeds, their employees all know about this practice and they definitely frown against it. So that's another tip. Always buy your feed from a reputable company. Always make sure that your feed is processed in a mill that only processes horse feed. And also make sure that the feed that you're buying has been formulated by a PhD of nutrition, equine nutrition. So that's all I have to say. I wanted to stay under 5 minutes. I just heard that and I wanted to talk about it because it's something, if you're thinking about doing it or going out to buy feed this week or this weekend, please don't do it. Love your horse, take care of your horse, and have a great weekend. And I promise you won't hear from me again until I talk about pastures and grazing green grass next week. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your ponies.